We're here.
Good evening.
We're live. People can hear us.
Can they?
Yes, they can. They can hear us. It's working well. And I thought we need to start with a game.
Did you know?
Yes, I did.
You and your good ideas. Steph, what have you got in store for us tonight?
Well, I just thought we need to shake this up because we've been having a hell of a week. So we've got a word association game. I don't know if anyone's ever played it at home, but the goal is to say the same word. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and on the fourth count, we're going to say a word, the first word that comes to your mind. The second time we do it, you'll be picking a word that somehow joins. Do you know what I mean? You have to try and get to the same words as each other.
Okay, yeah, so it kind of like links the words.
Yeah, it's just a sort of association. So you pick a word that can be associated with both the things we've just said.
Okay.
Whatever links them together.
That's really hard. Can I just interject at this point?
No.
When, okay, I've been told. Did ask.
No, interject away.
When me and Lee were first dating,
Yes.
he would kind of like, now and again, he'd just go, give me a word. Or like, put me on the spot. I'm sure that's what it was. Give me a word or tell me a word.
Okay.
And I would literally be like, it makes my brain go completely empty. It's the only time my brain empties is when I'm put on the spot.
That's hard, isn't it?
Go, one of you, I might just cry.
I know exactly what you mean because you respond to that in exactly the same way that Nick does. My partner does exactly the same thing where he just like, if I said to him, tell me one thing you like about me, he'd go, oh. I have to realise not to take that personally. He does have a list of things that he likes about me, but in that moment, he cannot grasp it.
Yeah, that is me. And being a tutor is like so helpful that I get that. Because all my kids, that's the thing they struggle with. They don't really need my tutoring. It's just that their exams or tests show up that they need help. And it's like, they actually know it. They just, when they're on the spot, can't recall it.
100%.
So let's...
yeah, it won't be a speed round. We'll take a little time to try and think about it. So first word, let me know when you've thought of one and we'll count down. 3, 2, 1.
Vampire.
Same word. Why to say mobile phone?
Well, we'll stick with it then if you want.
Mobile phone and vampire.
Do we have to say the words one by one now to get closer then, or?
Yeah, we just keep doing it.
At the same time?
At the same time. It's because I said I'll say it on 4, and then I went 3, 2, 1. I thought 4 doesn't come after 1, and that took up my brain space.
Yeah.
This wasn't a good idea before I started. Where did we get to? Okay, vampire and mobile phone. I don't know why I picked 2 words either. It's so hard. Nothing relates them to.
I'm thinking mouth because the vampire lips, I'm looking at that image on there, like the vampire in the mouth and the biting, but then you speak into a mobile phone.
So I was thinking film because you could watch a...
Oh, okay. So mouth.
Right, so we'll just go with them. Mouth and film, and then we'll try again. So we'll actually do it on the time this time. Again.
What?
So hard.
I don't know what we're doing. Oh, we're now thinking of another word that goes with film and mouth.
Film and mouth. Is anyone following along? I feel like I'm making this game way harder than it was. Honestly, I've played this a few times and it's never been this difficult.
It's me. I'm making it difficult.
No. Do you know what? I think it's spent...
I've thought of one. A word that goes with film and mouth.
Film and mouth.
Subtitles.
Brain just isn't... Maybe that's what's happening. My brain just isn't coming up with anything. You're like, oh, I can't think of words. And I'm like, oh, we'll be fine. Oh, wait, nor can I, apparently.
But yeah, if we're on thinking about it now, I'm like, now it's not word association. Now it's think about the word.
Now it's think about the word. Okay, what were the words again?
Vampire and mobile phone, and then film and mouth.
Film and mouth, and then you said subtitles. Film and mouth, for some reason, I thought of like ready meal.
Subtitles of ready meal. It's not getting any closer.
Like a film. This is really hard.
What about words? Because on a ready meal, you have to read the instructions and subtitles of words.
Click. And these are the little things that I'm trying to think of in the moment, and my brain just goes, "Boo."
There you go. You suffer with the same thing then.
My God.
Being put on the spot.
I want to know how you do this with someone like Lou or Charlotte or someone that you've known for so many years, someone like Kat. Where does this game? Because I feel like that might be the clue. Because every time I've played this game, it's either been with Nick or my mum. My mum, we both got it when we first thought of the first word.
Yeah.
We both said the same word. That's how like entwined, and it's just I feel like it's someone that you have to know for a many amount of years.
Say it and then hopefully
it's a lot easier. I think my examples that I'm going off have been a lot easier in this game, and that's why. But the idea of a game is it for it not to be like over in 3 goes. So, all right, let's start again. Should we just start the game completely over?
I'll pick the game next week.
I agree. I fully agree.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Flower. 3, 2, 1. Stand. 3, 2, 1. Point. Point and ground, did you say? Okay.
Oh, I've got one.
3, 2, 1. Road markings.
A little bit more. Now I get it.
Did you say compass?
Yeah.
Road marking. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Map. I turned around to high five and I was like, I've never high fived her before. I don't think. And then my brain went, yes, you have. And I was too long. And then I turned around and you're like, it's high five. And I'm like,
it's a high five.
Do you look at the elbow?
Yeah, watch each other's elbow and you'll never miss. Because I think that's why people don't high five because of the. But I'm dyspraxic, so I'm much more likely to accidentally slap you in the face like, oh, sorry, I missed your hand.
Just had so many L's this week that I don't think I could take like missing it and me having to like. And it's caught on screen. There's some of my favourite fail videos of people that go to get a high five and they don't get it. It killed me inside.
Trick. Never fail again.
So I make you look at the elbow. Bad. It's thank you for humouring me. I realised once we finally got there, that was. But I challenge you, next week you bring the game.
It will just start with the game.
So now we play the game. Let's play the intro. I'll tell you what we're doing for the rest of the programme.
Why is it like this? The haters should be loved, we invited. You don't agree, then you're the problem that we're fighting. Open up your mind, stand up, become righteous. Why is it like this? Instead of haters should be loved, we invited. You don't agree, then you're the problem that we're fighting. Open up your mind, stand up, become righteous.
No, why are you hiding? Don't leave me alone. Right, what? You've been here the whole house.
Yeah. Peekaboo.
In case our target audience, we're switching it up. We're going for the under 5s. And next we'll be singing The Wheels on the Bus. Have you?
Anna bought, Dan came up to help with the bus and Anna bought Logan. That's what I was singing with him in front of the bus, like the wheels on the bus.
To be honest, when I was making the Halloween video, if you've not seen it, go and watch it. It's based on The Haunted Bus.
Indeed.
I wanted to get a haunted, like, nursery rhyme version of The Wheels on the Bus. I was trying to find it for ages. That would have been amazing.
Me and my writing extraordinaire.
Your writing extraordinaire, which brings me to something that we challenged you last week. And get it in the chat if anyone's in the chat. Get it in the chat if you want her to write a poem for next week about whatever you want, whatever topic you like. Last week, you got the topic eyes.
Yeah. Eyes.
It's been a busy week. Do we dare ask if you've even got...
We weren't here last night, guys. We do apologise about...
we're going to not mention that and just say it's Wednesday, right?
support last night. You know, on the post, and there was loads of people commenting, and it was just really nice. Actually, it made me feel really loved and supported that we can make those executive decisions because they were the right thing to do for us at the time. And, you know, and you guys are there to support us behind us.
Yeah, 100%. It was really sweet knowing that you understood. Of course, it reflects the beautiful community that we have. And we're really thankful for it.
And it's informed a topic for next week.
So we're not going to dwell on this week's chaos this week. It's formed a really good
You may have noticed
episode.
I'm like looking completely washed out with no makeup on. Or you may not have noticed, but I feel
You look beautiful and bright faced on there. I feel like we both have attacked the sad face in two different ways. Where you've gone like, there's no point in makeup because I'll cry it off. I'm more of the like, if I put enough on, it will block the tear ducts and no more tears can come out. But don't worry about us. Life is just life. It's something that we're actually quite lucky that we can make into content next week and share with you. And we know you're going to relate.
Certainly.
That's us. But
yeah, back to my
I poem.
Skills.
I'm ready for I poem.
Are you ready to hear?
Yeah, I feel like I need to.
I
feel like I need to like get out of the way.
Hold on, I have to get my notes up anyway. I might have to hold my phone really close to my face because I left my glasses behind the screen.
That's completely fine. Actually,
excusing you. So last week, eyes was the only suggestion. If you're wondering why we went for that one and picked that. So like Steph said, if you want to ever challenge me to write a poem about any topic, hit me with it. I like the challenge.
I like what she comes up with. So,
so I did a little short, quirky one that I'll read out.
I love it.
First. I did like, because I just had all this stuff just like flowing one night, so that was there. They got put down. I'll believe it when I see it. I don't believe my eyes. So do we trust our peepers, or do they tell us lies? We're funny old creatures. Our words are only disguise, because you know what I mean when I say you've got beautiful mince pies. Just a little, what is it? A ditty. Ditty.
So you have two?
Yes.
It's be like, have you got one? Of course you have. Of course you've overperformed like you do in most areas of life.
Well, actually, the start of this one I wrote first, then I wrote that little ditty second, but there was a riddle about eyes that I wanted to get into the poem somehow, because eyes came up, the riddle was in my mind, but it was one of those where I thought, you're being too tricky, you're not going to get this in, just let it go. But when I came back to the short little bit that I'd written, I finished it off and included the riddle. So it's funny how these things kind of just,
love that.
You need to break away from it sometimes.
I know exactly what you mean. Your brain can just return to it with a lot more fresher ideas. So I'm ready.
So the
number two.
So again, it starts with the I'll believe it when I see it, because I think in my mind I was playing on all the sayings that we say around eyes.
Okay.
I'll believe it when I see it. I'm not sure why we say it, because even if we saw it, we couldn't hope to replay it. And would we really believe it, or a version of how we perceive it? Our eyes tell lies, be wise, my guys. Trust in sight, we're yet to achieve it. Because when we see a shock, what is it that we exclaim? I don't believe my eyes, they must surely play a game. And that much is true. It's to do with the way we process. If we really saw everything in real time, our minds would be a mess. What does YES spell?
Yes.
Put an E in front of it. What now?
Eyes. God.
There we go. Yeah, that was the perfect ending, because the first time I got that riddle for me, I said, yes.
Yes.
But then when I tried it on Kat, what does YES spell? She was like, looked at me and then went, eyes. And I was like, God damn it.
Way too cunning for your own good. That's funny. I love that.
So yes, that's my poem on eyes. And if you want to hear more from Poetry Corner over here,
I want to hear more from Poetry Corner. I love it.
Hit me with topics.
There's something about just words in general. I'm really bad at putting my words. The feelings that I have, I struggle to put them into words. I'd much better like draw it or express it in a different way. Through film, maybe. Words just do not come to me. And when I hear other people so well put, it's like, that's gold, it's gold,
See,
it's gold.
I love words, but I struggle to put my feelings into words in a normal conversation without the wrong thing coming out. But expressing myself through poetry is something that I've always done. So it was definitely a tool in my teens, and now it's, you know, much more of a fun.
I need a song. I think that's your next progression.
A different human design song.
Different song. Maybe a collab.
I'm going to say,
Partner collab.
We need someone playing the guitar or something.
Oh, I may know a guitarist. I may definitely know.
Well, I wonder if Kyle would be...
that would be wicked.
Remembered that we're live on a Thursday instead of a Wednesday.
Yeah, it's been... I'm not expecting many people to have remembered. Yeah, we can't expect to ruin your schedules. I understand that that is a very important aspect that keeps a lot of us sane, having our plan that we have. And if that gets messed up...
We were just kind of saying about that, actually, weren't we? That when your mental health takes a dive, your habits fall out of like routine, and before you know it, you've skipped a few dinners, and then you're feeling weak, and everything else is
100%.
Yeah,
I saw a really good post, and it was about I think it said something like, "Tell me you're autistic without telling me you're autistic." That kind of meme that happens, and she was like, "I just got hit by a car, and the thing that's most broke my heart is that it's messed up my schedule." Because now I can't go to the gym that I was on my way to do now. And I'm not going to be able to do that until I've healed, and all these different things. And there was a load of things in the comments saying being hit by a car is not an autistic trait. And she was like, I wasn't saying it was
she was
that.
giving a simile or a metaphor or whatever.
She was like, one, it's a meme. I'm trying to be funny with you. It's a bit of a setup to a joke. And she was like, and B, like, oh.
I'm answering the question. I'm trying to tell you I'm autistic without saying I'm autistic.
Exactly. Something that extreme can happen, and still you're like, but I can't do the thing that I need to do right now. And it's a very common, very valid point.
And the thing with ADHD is that we thrive on structure, but struggle to keep a structure. So yeah, it's a very tricky situation when things start to unravel, especially when you feel like you've held it together really well. And then when things do start to unravel, it can be almost like distressing, like, oh my God.
That's it, right? And it's hard. You have this constant mental battle. And I feel like that's where today's topic kind of runs into that. Because you can have a go at yourself, you can feel yourself a certain way, but also the way other people react to you or treat you can have a real impact on you as well. And it doesn't have to be straightforward bullying. The reason this topic came up is we were sent it by the lovely Kat. Shout out, Kat.
Indeed.
She highlighted Sam Thompson's experience within I'm a Celebrity so far. If you don't know who Sam Thompson is, he grew to fame through Made in Chelsea, which is a reality TV program in the UK. And he's a lovable, happy, often makes mistakes kind of guy.
Yeah.
But if you've got ADHD, you will relate so hard to him. You don't have to be hyperactive, which he quite clearly is. I think he might be a combined type.
Well, Kat brought Sam Thompson to my attention years ago before he got his ADHD diagnosis, saying, look at this dude, he's so classically presentation kind of thing. So we've been following his progress behind the scenes like for many years.
Definitely.
It's nice to see him with the diagnosis and understanding himself a little bit.
Definitely. And advocating.
Definitely.
We've always said, like, we like to talk to non-celebrities, people that are like your average Joe, because we believe that there is just as much worth and value in their stories than there are celebrities. However, we understand that if a celebrity does get this diagnosis, then it raises awareness and more funding and more, better things happen for that community in general. So, we're really happy that he's shining a light on this. But what's also been shined a light on, is that the correct way of saying it? Shone on. A light has been shone on. It's been shone on. That doesn't feel right.
Shone on.
Shone on. I mean, shone on.
Giggling. I can hear you.
This is not the time. I'm trying to talk about something serious. It is serious, right? It's not that. It is serious. It's important. That's why we're bringing.
But the thing is, though, one of our catchphrases or taglines is "We make the serious fun and take fun seriously." So
Exactly. You've got to have a joke
laughing when we're trying to be serious.
Never take my laughter as like she's straight being disrespectful.
Sure, I am the girl that's like smiling at funerals. Like,
I'm gonna keep it in, like, just because it's something funny.
yeah, it's like, you know, like, there's nothing harder to explain than the feeling of the giggles. Because right now, I don't need to laugh.
Exactly.
I got struck with there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing.
And it's almost like you just get reminded of the most funny moment, and then you're like, oh God, it's gonna come out.
It's horrible. It's when you're trying to explain to someone what you're laughing at, and you can't stop laughing to get that out. And you're like, I know it's not funny. And then by the time I actually get this out, people are going to look at me like.
It's horrible when the giggles calm down, though, and then you don't, and then suddenly they drain away, and then you're like, oh, yeah, okay. Like, now I'm left with the carnage I've caused from laughing, and I don't find it funny anymore.
I'm really
embarrassed.
I've just speed run a joke, basically. It was funny and not funny, real fast. Because of me. But
it's I always do think that that's one of my ADHD traits. So let me know if anybody relates, in terms of my brain will remind me of funny jokes and funny memories just throughout the day. And it's one of my favorite things about my brain. I can just be randomly doing something and be struck with the most hilarious memory out of nowhere. And I'm like, cheers, brain.
Well, yeah, exactly. My brain does exactly the same thing. It offers me the humor that I need to get through the day sometimes. And so,
yeah.
Hey, Kat. I don't know if you've seen, we've already thanked you for bringing this topic to our attention.
Yes, indeed.
We just didn't really get onto it, did we? Sam Thompson. He's been treated a little bit unfairly, some may argue, and it's been reported in newspapers like The Times, The Mirror, that he's been receiving a little bit of backlash from his castmates, some of his castmates, as well as the production team and Ant and Dec themselves. Which you highlighted to me that one of them may be ADHD anyway.
I'm sure that Ant is, if you type in ADHD celebs, Ant's one of them, but right in is Ant, whatever his name is, ADHD. I'm sure he is. I'm sure, you know, because sometimes they talk about this person could be, but
was diagnosed with ADHD in 2018 after a tumultuous time in his life. So he understands the impact this can have.
But also, me playing devil's advocate, as ADHDers can lack that awareness sometimes of how we're coming across. So he could be, you know, he's making jokes and not realising that it's not funny, mate. You know, the way you're making these jokes isn't funny. You're actually bullying. So, you know, there's a difference.
And I want to get on to, like, well, it's just a joke. Can jokes just be jokes? And we'll get on to that. Because fully agree. But there's a little bit more nuance to it that I think needs to be unpacked. So the first thing that caught my attention when I was looking into this is, after being picked for, my understanding is that two people were picked to do a task together. Mm-hmm. Sam and another one of the housemates called, I want to say Nella Rose.
Yeah.
Is that her name?
Housemates. Jungle friends.
Nella Rose. Can't find. Nella Rose. I don't mean to not trigger warning. What's it called when you
name shame or what?
No, when you ruin TV for someone.
I don't know. Yeah, when you give away a help us out.
What is it called when you ruin? Spoiler alert! If you've already read down here, she's been rushed out. Apparently she would not been that great in there anyway. People have been kind of like, why did she ever go in there in the first place? But I don't know anything about her, I'm not going to lie.
See, I'm not a TV person at all. I'm not a celebrity gossip person. I'm so disconnected from all this stuff. So
I'm not going to lie, like, reality TV is my jam. So I know who Sam Thompson is. But in terms of ITV... I'm a celeb. I've not watched this since I was a kid, so I had to talk to my mum, and I asked her, have you been watching it? She said, yes. And I said, what do you think of Sam Thompson? Without any other, and all she said was, I think he's a really lovely lad. I just don't know how long I could spend with him.
Oh.
And that seems to have been the general consensus around what his behaviour has been like. For example, he gets very excited. He's very like shouty. He's very like touchy-feely. He will like hug you, jump on you, sit on your lap. And during getting ready for one of these trials, one of them being this Nella was apparently very like anxious, and Sam just wasn't helping. He was like, kept talking about spiders and like getting really like, you know, the hyperactive brain that an ADHD person may have was in full swing.
Yeah.
And she told him to calm down and educate himself. I don't quite understand where the educate yourself comes from.
That's just sass, though, isn't it? Like, she's just sassing him. Like, it's a cruel thing to say in terms of, like, you're trying to, like, start a bit of something. Educate yourself.
Yeah, I mean, as far as that comment goes, I can't really comment further because I haven't seen the actual clip myself. All I've heard is that...
I've not either, I'm just...
I've seen is a lot of response that these newspapers have reported of her saying that. A lot of people sticking up for Sam, basically. You don't understand, he's got a diagnosis of ADHD, this isn't fair. But we were talking this at the start. Is an ADHD person or autistic person immune from being called annoying? Views? Thoughts?
Yeah, let us know, Bozo the Clown. Are ADHD people annoy him? But, yeah, no, I don't think they are, because I think you're still...
You spelt whining, right?
No, yeah. You learned from last time. Don't come in here with your bad, with your errors.
We have a teacher.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they know. But
I'm trying to remember when I was whining, but that's fine. Carry on. Hi, Bozo.
But I do think that we're not, because one of my things that I remember when I was 9 years old is being called OTT, and it really, really hurt me.
TT,
I didn't even know what OTT meant. I had to go home, look it up, over the top, and I was like, oh, I'm not over the top. Like, totally am. But at the time, whether I was embarrassed of that, whether I lacked awareness of that, or whether my family, you know, I'd been told by that at that point so many times that that's not how young girls behave, stop it, you know, because I'm very hyperactive. But it broke my heart. And it's definitely the theme that's carried through my life is that I'm too much, I'm annoying people, blah, blah, blah. So, and I do think to a certain extent, I have got to be aware of putting my energy on someone the same way someone, just because I don't think it's a negative energy, you know, I'm hyper, it's good, I'm positive, doesn't mean that I can spread it all over the place without accountability for that.
It's really strange, isn't it? I feel like, and I understand what you mean. I've always had this certain level of like awareness that I can't be too much to people, that I can be if I like don't check myself.
Yeah.
And those times that I've not, and I've just gone too loose with it, and that person says, you know, it starts when you're a kid and someone says like, stop showing off or something like that, and it's like it hits you deep and you're like, oh, I was just having fun, and it really like hits that core part of you.
It's the intention that you didn't have that intention, and it's that, oh, is that how that was perceived?
Exactly.
Oh, you know.
It's really hard. So a lot of us will have a lot of like sensitive issues about like you know, don't call me this, don't call me weird, there's certain things that are like, don't call me too, don't ever say I'm too much, don't ever tell me to calm down, don't ever be like, shh, you're talking too loud, like address it better.
Do you know what mine, again, is the show-off attention seeker thing? Because I've been called maybe attention seeker, maybe show-off, can't remember which way round it was. But on both occasions, it's like, but that's not what I wasn't seeking attention. In the moment, I was just reacting to that thing, like a song might have come on, and I've just gone, way, you know, just like kind of jumped. I'm not in that moment thinking, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump up and dance this song and everyone's going to look at me. You know, like, so when somebody then says, oh, you're an attention seeker, it's like, what? No, I'm not. You know, like, that's not what I was doing at all.
It's kind of a self-report that all you're saying is that I just got your attention then. That's how I see that. I know that sounds really strange. And there is attention seekers, don't get me wrong. But in the moments where you know that it's not happened out of it, I can accept it in that way, that it's not my fault. But you battled this so long that you're going to have these, many of us will have these hold-ups, things that are a little more sensitive to us. And at the same time, like you've just said, you were jumping up and down. What is the worst thing that can happen to someone else through that behaviour?
And this is the thing, the person that's then calling you an attention seeker or show off is the person that would be embarrassed if all eyes were on them. And that's what's triggered them, is that by you getting the eyes to look, you're unaware.
Exactly.
That person is aware of that.
To me, I find
so everybody's just reacting to their own underlying thing.
I feel like to be someone, to tell someone else to calm down and educate themselves, I think you need just as much
educating.
Looking at your own behaviour than someone that is just jumping. Because if I'm just happy about, like, the most I can do is offend you.
Yeah.
That's the most that can happen. And in terms of offending, I really have to say I don't care. I know that sounds horrible, and I will always care about other people's feelings. If something unjust has happened, if something unfair has happened, if something really cruel has happened to someone, if someone is just being them, unapologetically themselves,
be or live and live, it's that kind of sense.
And the most it's done is annoy you, then that's a you problem. I know that sounds, that's just how I feel. If someone thinks someone's annoyed me, that isn't my place to then be like, stop doing what you're doing. That's annoying. That's a me going, you're not my person necessarily. Maybe I need to spend, not less time with you. I can't control another human being. Or maybe I need to, cheer myself up and actually get on board with this person because they're a happy, bubbly person.
Well, what I'm thinking, if we're going to, say if we're taking this scenario, and I've not seen it, I have not seen it at all. But if you are genuinely anxious and somebody is rowdy, that can be very upsetting and distressing.
Definitely.
But I think the way to communicate that is to say, I'm really suffering right now. Would you mind? Or, I need to walk away. Or can you...
Definitely.
If you did say, can you calm down? It's really triggering me. That is in itself totally different to educate yourself, isn't it?
100%. And that's where my argument overall is we all could do with better communication skills. Don't tell me just because I'm autistic or have ADHD that's why I can't communicate my needs, my feelings, my emotions. I can't regulate this, because neither can all of you.
Yes, he's doing that very well.
Neither can you. What is the chat saying?
Oh, they're brilliant. So Bozo the Clown's going in on us, which is great because it's all the algorithm is going mad.
All I see is you've got a real busy night, Bozo the Clown. My God, how are you this busy with such a lifestyle? I'm jealous. Anyway.
But it's Jamgram James.
Jamgram is James.
Excellent. Yeah, it made me smile. I'm just reading it. I was like, that's got to be James.
Shout out, friend of the show, resident tattoo artist.
And I love that he's taking hold of the chat a little bit and saying, you have the energy of someone who got fired from their job at the sperm bank for drinking on the job. For those of you that can't see the chat, what probably is one of my students from school under the name of Bozo the Clown, giving us loads of abuse whilst we're chatting away.
This is a student of yours.
I mean, I just can't see that it's a random stranger giving us that much abuse. Do you get what I mean? There's intention there.
It's hilarious.
But the ironic thing is, we're talking about how damaging it can be to be cruel to somebody, and then we've got somebody literally trying to be cruel to us. But that's what this show's all about. When we spoke about us getting like those thingy messages and solicited messages,
and then DJ Smokey came out.
Made his first appearance.
Exactly. And he was a key part of the last chat that we had. He was a great guy.
He's a friend of the show. So
hey, now.
Bozo, we'll make a friend out of you. Yeah, I know at the minute you think we're both dumb and boring.
I know.
And that we're whining. But
I don't think you realise that I could easily be your mummy. And we could help each other here. I'm here for you.
They hear me all day and they still want to hear my voice for an hour at night. Must be doing something right.
If you were my teacher, I would literally be constantly like, my teacher's got a podcast. I will look at her.
Be on there. But going back to the topic, the attention seeking thing that I was saying. what I heard the other week is, why don't we say connection seeker instead of attention seeker? Or like, and I really liked that, because I thought, actually, even if I'm seeking a connection with the outdoors, with the moon, with nature, I am a connection seeker. I like connections with humans. I like connections with animals. I like connections with my environment.
Definitely.
And I thought, because one of the things that they say with ADHD is, I am paying attention. That's the trouble. I'm paying too much attention. I'm so aware of everything. That's why I'm so emotional.
Problem.
Yeah, it's like, if I could cut off some of these channels, I would be able to manage everything that I'm dealing with a bit better. But
my brain doesn't filter it; it brings everything at once.
yeah, and my senses don't filter it; they bring everything at once. And it's, you know, there's lots of things like that combined. And I think if we change the language we use around things, that they're not an attention seeker, they're a connection seeker, it changes how you feel.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound so nasty, does it? Even if you didn't mean it nasty.
You're just, I fully get that. The amount of times that when I think about it, even the most strongest of attention seekers, there's one in the chat, you see that there is a lack of something in their lives. And I'm not going to be the person that berates them and makes them feel worse for that.
But also, you have it, like, say when you go to see your friend and their 4-year-old, for example, starts going wild.
Yeah.
Like Arthur the other day, and we were giggling. Like, you know, your little show off, that is it. All right, your little show off. And you don't mean it harmfully at all. You genuinely don't, but you don't know how that's then impacting on them, if they're then thinking, oh, I just wanted to, you know, show that to you, and you've made me feel like I was showing off.
It's a really like cool way of like berating someone. It really hits you to the core, like, oh, I wasn't showing off, I was just having a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So I think a lot of people are going to be feeling sorry for, is that the right word then, like, or relating perhaps with their own stories. And it's like, well, it's definitely one to watch, especially if she's now come out, because the last thing we want is another hate thing of like, she's now a bad person, you know. This is what we've got too much of anyway, is that divide and conquer. I'm on their side, I'm team whatever. It's like, no.
Out of everyone in that jungle, there's Nigel Farage there, and we don't need to go into any deeper on how I feel about him, but trust me, out of all the housemates, both Nella and Sam would not be at the bottom of my list at all. They're very higher at the top, I imagine. Fellow YouTuber. Hello.
Yeah, exactly. This is the thing.
Shout out, girl. You've done some great things.
And the other thing is, you say things in the moment. This is horrible because it's caught on camera. It's going to get replayed over and over.
She's not slept in God knows how long.
You know, her saying educate yourself. Like I say, to me, that's got the instinctive sound of it just being sass. She wanted to, she was annoyed, so she wanted to.
Just her dealing with her anxiety.
Yeah.
Just like he is in that moment. Yeah. His anxiety is probably playing out in this hyperactive, I don't know how to deal with my feelings.
When actually it's like, well, okay, take, reflection, mirror, all that, put a mirror in front of him, take your own advice.
100%. So that's where other castmates, I'm happy to give a pass. That's fine with me. Where I have a problem is production and Ant and Deck themselves. Yeah,
that's a good point, actually. I forgot about that element.
So the castmates, I'm not expecting any of them, and I'm sure Sam isn't, to know that he has a diagnosis of ADHD and autism. The production, however, and Ant and Deck do. And apparently has his own diagnosis, so should be very much aware of how this can impact you. And they've been regularly making him the butt of the joke. And apparently it's very, again, without seeing it myself, apparently it's very one-sided in terms of like the ratio of who's having jokes made out of them. They all get them, it's all like part of the thing. But more often than not, Sam is being the brunt of the joke. And it's happening where they're taking the mick out of how he like excitedly and energetically like celebrates the smallest of wins or the smallest of things happening.
I'm like, I love that.
This beautiful soul next to us, would we want her anything different? Would we want her any way different? No. And she wouldn't. Not even Bozo the clown.
And shout outs, because she's the same, and that's one of the things I adore about her. You know, it can be the smallest of thing, but her reaction is like, all her Christmases have come at once, and it's like, why shouldn't you react with such sheer joy?
100%.
These things.
I encourage everyone to take joy in other people being happy. Let someone else's smile bring a smile onto your face. It's like...
Wax catching.
Yeah. And it's so, like, strong. Actually, yeah. Literally, try it now. Everyone, close your eyes. Even you, Bozo. Just a little bit. Close them clown eyes. And feel how your body changes when you put a smile on your face. Go from not smiling to smiling. Do you feel any difference?
Well, it made me laugh just because I felt silly, like, so immediate. Yeah, well, you do feel difference. You feel everything lifts up.
I feel a glow in my cheeks. I feel like literally a glow, like a fuzziness in my bum cheeks, not just these cheeks. I'm not even joking. I hope you've all done that at home and realised, because that's how you can literally trick your brain. We have these brains that are so like stuck to, you know, they don't really work very well, but they're the best brains for hacking.
Yeah, can hack your brain, sure. Sorry, I was going to say something which was kind of going to give away next week's topic, but I'm not going to say it. I'm going to save it.
Tease it.
Yeah, I'm going to save it until next week. I'm going to cut that one out for our next advert.
Don't do it again.
Sam, King of the Jungle, you heard it here first from
100%. My mum said exactly the same. She really hopes that he wins it. He deserves it.
That's lovable energy, that like excitable. And what I was going to say about Ant and Dec taking the mickey out of that or using that as a joke, I think it's just because it's an easy target. They know it's easy to do, it's quick, it's simple, it's going to make people laugh because they like him. So it's going to look like, you know, and that doesn't make it okay, because the trouble is with ADHD people, especially us hyperactive, where we're out there, we are easy targets. And actually, you know, sometimes I do feel quite vulnerable because I do come across as very strong, and I am strong and I'm independent and all the rest of it. But then someone can be mean one too many times where I just think, are you for real?
Yeah.
Do I really deserve that? Yeah. Like, nice. Thanks.
That's deep.
Yeah, it does cut deep. I'm only made of sugar and all things nice. Like,
yeah. I'm only this weak woman that you paint me out to be. Like, you don't think I could take that much, do you? But it's
But we do make easy targets, and I wonder if, without realizing that they're making him a target, because his behaviors are obvious, they're easy to pick on. You know, they're out there.
The way I define it, and I said this before, there is a different, you know, so you can't make a joke, and that's where I disagree. Of course, you can make a joke. I feel more offended when you don't make a joke to me. That is a form to me of ableism. If you can't make a joke about someone, then you're disincluding them from the normalities of life, of how you deal with stuff humorously in life. So if you exclude disabled people from that, then you're not including them inherently. You need to. Everyone needs to be able to laugh at themselves, no matter what walk of life they're coming from or situation they're going through. And, you know, there's some bipolar jokes that make me die. They're so good. Same as ADHD. I'm down for an eczema joke. It's one of the most things that really cuts me deep. The problem I have with a joke is when it highlights the misunderstanding that is already a cultural misunderstanding, you know, like... you know, a really clear one for ADHD is that either you're making it up, you're lazy, or that you're making it up just to get the stimulant medication.
Or you're making it up as an excuse as and when you need it. It's not affecting you all the time, and it's like you're the one choosing to not see when it is affecting me.
100%.
You know, and then make me feel like I'm using it as an excuse when I do dare to remind you that I'm ADHD.
So make jokes about things. Just make sure that it's not cutting so deep that it's actually like one of the examples on I'm a Celebrity is, like I said, them celebrating these little wins. So they'll go to the cutaway where it's just Ant and Dec, and something like a kettle will finish boiling. Or one of the examples was a council tax letter coming through the post, and they'd do this like over-the-top celebratory run around the studio wins or something. If their researchers had actually A, done their job, or B, cared enough to have implemented this like research, they'd have understood that he said many times in interviews that he struggles with daily mundane tasks such as paying bills. And to look at this man because he's from Chelsea and he's got all this money behind him, be like, well, what's the problem then? Pay for someone to do that for you. It's not that easy either. I've still got to arrange the person to do this stuff for me and do that. It's still trust me, I'd love his money to be able to tackle my ADHD. I feel like I'd be better off.
I'd love his money to tackle this podcast.
Oh my God, yes. Sam, come on the podcast. We want you on. So yeah, it's just little things like that where it's like if they'd have understood that maybe that was a little bit too close to home. And for a lot of people with ADHD, if you're taking the mick about celebrating any kind of letter coming through them, I don't get any joy from that. I get utter fear.
Yeah.
Unless I can tell it's a clear birthday card for me.
That's the thing for many ADHD people, the piles of unopened letters are a form of like real contention. It's like it's a massive anxiety that they're ignoring them. They know they should open the letters. Maybe we'll do, because we wanted next year we was like toying with like work with me type things.
Only doubling. Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Our letters.
Things like fridge cleaning. Everyone hates cleaning out their fridge, but if we could all do it at the same time with a little bit of a chat going on. I mean, even if you just opened the app to like chat to everyone else while they're doing it, I think I'd find myself cleaning stuff just to like fit in with the oh yeah, I'm struggling too. Oh. Like, I need to feel like I'm included. Everyone's talking about how they're like, oh, come on guys, nearly finished, and I'd be like, oh, I haven't done anything.
Well, we are working on like a bit of a schedule for next year, so it's like we'll have this going weekly live, and then I want to start doing my lessons, Lindsay's free range lessons or whatever we're going to call it, and then we want to start doing a monthly meetup.
Yes.
So it's yeah, we can add
loads
yeah
planned.
we're going to start adding in a few more things onto the schedule for you to.
If you haven't ordered your
Kat's just saying about always hate opening post.
it's horrible.
Pure fear. I tell you what though, if you get yourselves on Instagram, we need to get that post to 100. It's on about 70. Then you might be opening up one of our A Different Resolution books when that comes through the post. Or you could just order it for yourself and open that. That would, but yeah.
Right, there's something you have to do here where it autocorrects for me.
It autocorrects it to without a Z, without a D.
So if you search for A Different Resolution by Lindsay Ann,
and then it will do it without a D, and then you have to say, no, I definitely
no, not that one.
D.
And it's right here. So next year, we're going to be following along with this. One episode a month will be dedicated to us tackling A Different Resolution 2024 books.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, we don't have to do it in the same order, so it'll be quite a good surprise of what have you picked, what have I picked, and then the actual challenges themselves, you have to decide what to do within that challenge.
Yes.
So again, then there'll be what even if we've picked the same challenge, how we have applied it will be different. So we hope to keep you on track and inspire at the same time, because we'll bounce each other's suggestions around, and then that might help you pick the following month.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm really bad at implementing a schedule that is too rigid. I need to have certain elements that's like, I've got that flexibility, yeah, but also something that's still, you know, I don't need too much flexibility because I won't do anything.
Same.
And this is perfect for that.
Yeah, I literally was like genuinely thinking it over, like what can we launch for the new year that's going to kind of tackle this whole issue around resolutions of, you know, people want to do really good things for their health, like give up smoking, but that is huge. It's absolutely huge. 9 times out of 10, you know, you fail it, you've gave it up and it's forgotten about by January, and then that's it. There's no more resolution made till the next year. Well, this is like, there's go without for 1 month, and there's go with for 1 month. There's go without for a week. There's go with for a week. So each task doesn't have to take all month.
Yeah.
Because some of them are just try something new. So you could just cook a dinner that night and try something new. One thing that month it's done. You don't have to apply it for the whole month, but you can. That's
the beauty of it.
The leverage of it. But yeah, so if you wanted to give up smoking, you could be like, right, the week without, I'm going to go a week without fags in January. And then February, you might decide you're going to go a month without. And then you've ticked off 2 of them. You know, so it's like...
you don't have to go for different like areas of your life. If you want to just try and streamline one major issue you've got and apply all those...
approaches.
Yeah. Either way, by next December, you're going to have 12 months of different prompts, different things that can keep you... And by the end of it, you can have 12 different either new hobbies or stuff that you've shed or stuff that you've really like harnessed into your new schedule, into your new lifestyle. And at a free, non-pressuring way. I'm excited to get it. It's almost going to be like a little book club, but like rather than the book be about a story, the books are about us.
Oh my gosh, that is the perfect way to explain it, because, you know, at the end, like Steph said, you've got this, the guide will be full, but it's something for you to reflect on.
Yeah.
You know, who you were in January won't be who you are in December. and you'll be able to see that change.
100%. So get that ordered, get it in. Maybe you want to get it for Christmas presents. It's a great Christmas present for people that you know that are always like, oh, I want to be able to do. If you've heard any of your friends say, oh, I really need to do this, or I really need to do that, and this is the present for them. They'll love it.
And if you order from us, we'll do it slightly cheaper. So there's always a bonus there, isn't there?
Get in the DMs, and a bit more closer scheduling. Tomorrow is the start of Vlogmas. I was that for a drum roll, but I ain't got one. Vlogmas. So every day until Christmas Day, there will be a mini vlog on Instagram, on YouTube.
You live.
The fact that yesterday didn't quite go to plan, I'm not going to lie, it sent a little bit of fear through me. But also, the thing is, I had this idea when I was rolling. And I was like, nothing is getting me down anymore. We do this podcast. I feel like elevated. The same old BS doesn't attack me like it used to. And then this SAD just hit me.
This order has wiped us both out because I'm relating to what you're saying so hard. I feel like I was literally running along like, and then I've just fell off a cliff.
Yeah, I've been like, you can't catch me. And rather, I've just been like putting like a bag over my head. And I'm like, nope, still not got me. Eventually, it had to be like round my waist, round my feet, round everything, stopping me going forward to be like, you know what? I think it's affecting me this year.
Sorry.
But you're not fit. I'm sad.
As you were explaining that, I was reading that James is saying in the chat, struggling to understand the temperature in that room. Steph is dressed for Lapland and Lindsay's dressed for Corfu. Lol, I thought the same. This is because we're both feeling really like, what's the word? Kind of fragile.
Yeah.
We've had that.
So this is not a temperature thing for me. This is a comfort thing.
Yeah.
Like, I generally, at this point of my life, have a blanket around me 24/7. I drive in the car with one. I have a blanket over my... I just need it. It's the part of, like, baths and blankets are, like, my thing at the minute. If I don't have them, I won't be here. So this is literally just a comfort thing.
I've just passed on the hat this evening because I went to give it to Kat. I went to give it to Kat last night, but she had got Steph's and said, give Steph that one. So, yeah, so straight on the head, comfort value.
Yeah, my hair was all up and like gross. I was like, I can put it down now. No.
And funny enough, the temperature in this room, Steph's mum was like, that the heating will never be on. Like,
I don't know why she said that.
It'll always be cold.
She's like, I'm too poor for the heating. Hope you don't mind.
Here. I feel like I am in Corfu.
Yeah, I am very warm right now. I don't need to have all of this on temperature-wise. So, yeah.
But if anyone, going back to the seasonal affective disorder before I so rudely laughed in your face at your...
Before you all made a joke. Before you all attacked me.
But if anybody is suffering, just know we are out there suffering as well. We're riding those waves. We're trying. We're pulling ourselves through it. We're trying to share the tactics, and we hope that you guys are doing the same.
Yeah.
Along for this ride with us.
Like, it could have been really easy for us to have not come today as well, I think.
We nearly didn't we? And we were like, no, actually.
Let's
know
do
that
it.
we always feel better, even if we don't get any viewers. And look at how many of you came along to support us.
All showed up right now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Do you guys get something out of this?
Yeah.
I've always wondered, like... Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Because I genuinely do. I can start so many of these episodes with, like, someone say, I don't know how you do that. That's so nerving. And I'm like, I have nerves for maybe the 2 seconds before it starts. And as soon as I've clicked start recording, we're here. I'm like, I'm just happy. I could be here for ages.
Are we sharing land art today?
Oh, I have none on my screen. I've realised I haven't transferred any.
I can literally, just to prove that I did one, hold one up.
Hold one up, prove it. Yeah, I brought nothing with me. Get in there.
So, I don't know if, can you see the heart at the bottom of the... And then, I also did a bird.
Oh, wait, what am I doing? Let me put it on full cam.
Oh, yeah. I also did a bird. Did a bird? I'm glad that Bozo's not in the bird anymore. So that's...
The bird?
Did a bird. Go. Let's get the ring light reflection. There she is. Can you see her?
So cute.
So cute.
Oh, wait, I have the one that
I must say that this land art thing was completely new to me last week. And now this reformed graffiti artist is loving leaving little drawings, as it were, everywhere. Because when I was younger, I used to be like, name everywhere. I want to be a graffiti.
Made a little Louis.
Oh yeah, I should have. Sorry, I've got a photo of yours on mine as well.
Ignore my screen. That's not my only phone. That's everyone.
All the magic.
That's the one that actually still have a picture of it on it. I made a little Louis Vuitton inspired case.
I know that
my case. I can see it like in the delayed time. That is the worst looking front of a phone.
Kat was gutted because of sickness in the household. She couldn't get a bit of land art done, but really wanted to. So we are extending till next week.
We'll showcase it all next week. But on literally, if you have any that you make throughout the year, send it to us.
Or tag us. Put it on your story. Yeah. Tag us, and then we'll put that onto our story or send it. Yeah, sure.
I recommend autumn purely because it's the time of year that everything's falling off the trees.
And it's colour. Yeah, all the colourful.
So colourful. Yeah. But the amount of different colours that you'll also find throughout the rest of the year, things that grow seasonally.
And rocks.
We want to see it.
Like the students, I did get them to research it earlier, and then we went for a walk. And to be honest, some of them were more interested than others, but it was nice to get them out. But they did the research part. They were quite intrigued with all the visuals they were finding.
I love
there
that.
was a beautiful one where it was just rocks and slate, and they'd piled it into a heart, but as in an open heart. It was like almost like a tunnel. It was really... really nice. But I just thought, gosh, there's like all these with stones and rocks. You don't actually need leaves and things, do you? Oh my God. That is crazy.
What on earth? Let's put it over there a second. Wow.
That is very good.
Just that this takes a certain amount of like planning, surely. That's not just like a start with.
Kat's just said in the chat, I need another week for my land art. We got you, girl.
Us too.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've only just got started with this. To be fair, then I'm going to put the ones that we've done so far.
Yeah,
a couple of them up on Instagram so that people can see that we've done them and that they're being done, and then we can showcase more next week.
We'll make
that's
more inviting. Feel free to click away and show people the. Yeah, it's really good for the soul. I don't know if at the start you might look at it, or you might be a bit cold right now and be like, I don't want to get my hands in those leaves right now.
Yeah, that's exactly how I was earlier. I was like, oh, I'm too cold for this. And then
just place that first thing.
Yeah.
See how it feels in your hand and just watch yourself be like, okay, I can probably make something out of this. So, yeah, and again, it doesn't need to be planned so beautifully or so perfectly like this. If you don't feel like you've got any creative talent necessarily, one, I don't believe you, but two, it doesn't matter. Just express. Just get the colours and the textures and the materials that speak to you.
Just make a pile of things, you know. It's fine. It's all part of the expression and being at one with yourself.
100%. If anything, I respect that approach more. So you're going to wear yourself. So we don't get cancelled because... Yeah, join our OnlyFans to get a better.
Wow, click.
Right, okay.
Thank you for James's support in the chat tonight. That was appreciated.
So all of you, you've all been amazing. Even Bozo the Clown. You make up the algorithm. You think we appreciate it. Shout out to Kat. Shout out to James. You've all been amazing.
Thank you for joining us, guys.
The rest of you that join us, you're amazing. Thank you for keeping us going. Tomorrow is the start of Vlogmas.
Digital calendar on Instagram.
December is fun. It's not just Christmas. We're bringing the Christmas spirit, guys. So this is Lindsay.
And this is Steph.
We're A Different Human Design.
And this is A Different Podcast.
See you next week.
Why is it like this? Instead of hate, it should be love, we invite it. You don't agree, then you're the problem that we're fighting. Open up your mind, stand up, become righteous. Why is it like this? Instead of hate, it should be love, we invite it. You don't agree, then